All right, we are back with another coaching corner. This one is a Diamond Protoss versus Zerg. We're going to watch it from the Zerg's perspective. I apologize at how late this took me. My son, who's 11 months, he got sick for the first time, and it's been pretty rough. But he's feeling a lot better now, and now I have some time, so let's get this done. All right. So, spawning in this corner, I'm going to turn off my colors. We have the Zerg as Zez. Over here, we have the Bundle of Sticks Protoss, the Tryhard and Diamond who barcodes. Alright, so where is our Overlord queued up first off? This one is, okay, so it's taking a weird path, but it's going right to the purple pillar. Deadly. This one is, yes, perfect. It's chilling. Oh, we're going to 17 hatch. 17 hatch is fine. I've talked about this a lot. It's the most economical way. We are going to pull one drone down, but it's delayed. Yeah, see, we got hatch blocked. Now, we would have been hatch blocked on a 16 hatch because this dude sent his probe out so early, but that's why we 16 hatch, to try and avoid being hatch blocked. But that's okay. We take our third, and we adjust. We go up to 18. Then we take a gas and a pool. Deadly. Let's make this gas, let's make this gas, let's make this gas. There we go. This one actually can just be rallied to make the pool, which it is. Deadly. So, what is our opponent doing on this side of the map? We have a gateway that seems a little bit late because he went, oh, I know why. It's because he went gas first, but he scouted. When you go gas first versus, like gas versus Protoss, you don't scout, because you need to have everything line up. It's so uneconomical, and it sucks. It's a scary thing to do, but usually when you go gas first, it's like for a Marjorie or a Gladept. So, oh, I hate that position of the Cybercore. Look how exposed it is. Holy shit. Like, oh, the Lings would just destroy that. So he's even a little bit further behind, because not only did he scout, he actually committed to this pylon. So if he's going to Marjorie or Gladept, it's actually going to be quite a bit slower now. We have just about the gas. We pulled off just a smidge early, but I don't care really. Link speed can be a little bit delayed in this, considering what he's doing. As long as we get it. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, get that link speed. Get it. Come on, brother. Oh, my lord. Okay, so link speed for reference should be starting at 2 minutes 10 seconds. You pulled off gas a smidge early, so it still could have been done by, started by like 220. Here we are at 240 and we're 250. Still no link speed. Whew. Okay, the third's not a bad timing. There we go. Okay, so link speed was like a solid 30 seconds delayed. So with our pervert pillar Overlord, we can see he's going sentry sentry after zealot, and we see a robo. I'm going to pause it right here. Whenever you see a Protoss that's going robo first as their main tech, you can pretty much assume that it's going to be some form of aggression. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a 2-base all-in, since Archon Drop's kind of fallen out of the meta. That's the only exception, though, because Archon Drops can absolutely be a macro build. They can go 3 Nexus behind it. But in the current meta, when you see a robo, just assume aggression. I mean, 9 times out of 10, like I said, it will be a 2-base all-in, but regardless, just assume aggression. So, what are we going to do to respond? Still droning. I like it. My best advice to you, go up to 41 drones, get 3 gases fully saturated, because that way we have 16 minerals on 2 hatcheries and 3 gases. Then we can just non-stop pump out roaches. I'd like to see a roach warren going down in the next 30 seconds. So it really looks like he's going to Marjorie. No, he's not, because he doesn't have a Twilight, he doesn't have a Forge, and he didn't pull off gas. So I'm not entirely sure what this dude's doing, to be honest. Okay, so We really only have 2 queens. I hate that. We can absolutely get a few more. Queens are just so great. They really just are. Like I said, versus Terran, you can go up to a lot more safely. Like you can go up to 6 to 8 creep spreading queens and then like 1 per hatch. Versus Protoss, you can still do that, but I don't go that many. Versus Protoss, I like to have at least like 4 creep spreading queens and then 1 per hatch. But 4 to 6 is a solid number. So we don't have a single spore down, which I absolutely hate. We know it's not a Stargate opener, so we can delay them a little bit. But like okay, so we're starting them now. The normal timing for spores, if we don't have any information, or if we see a Stargate, is 3:30. If we see Robo first, we can delay them, but inevitably we're still getting spores because Robo could very, very likely be Dark Templar behind it. So we're at 36 drones, 5 queens. I'd love to just see us jump right up to 41. We have the Roach Warren on the way. It's slightly later than I would have liked it, but it's still there. Okay, we have Robo Bay. Is he going to go for Disruptors super early or like a 2-base Colossi? I mean, Disruptors would make a lot more sense here. Okay, so I'm going to pause it right here. You have great vision right now. This lane is scouting, and this lane is scouting. We know our opponent has not expanded. What is the normal time for a Protoss to take a third in PvZ? Like the 4 to 4:30 mark. So 5 minutes, if he hasn't even attempted, like if we haven't even attacked a probe or anything like that, it's a pretty good idea that it's going to be 2-base all-in. I would love to see a scout because we have almost no information. Once we lost our Pervert Pillar Overlord, we're just chilling. We're completely playing in the blind here. But back to your view, let's see what's going on. What is happening up here? Okay, so we got a Warp Prism with, oh, okay, and a Mortal and 2 queens. It's a weird little drop. We're going to lose a queen, I think. Okay, we have a shit ton of Lings. I like it, because Lings do very well against Stalkers and Immortals. Like this build right now just screams Ravager Ling Bane. Like that's how we could win this game. So we are going to go Colossi. All right. So Colossi versus Zerg, they're really underrated and kind of underused. At the professional level, obviously, they can be countered quite easily, but anything that's not professional, like they are kind of underutilized. So Colossi ruin light units, aka Lings and Hydralisks. What do most Zerg players make against Protoss players? Lings and Hydralisks. So it's a strong build. Not exactly a 2-base. I mean, he is finally starting to expand, but he has no forge, no upgrades going, nothing like that. Oh, he does have a forge, and he does have an upgrade going. I'm an idiot. I don't like where my webcam is. There we go. Okay, so what can we do to kind of counteract? Well, ideally, we'd like to have a hive so we can get Vipers because we can just yoink them. But obviously, it's 5 minutes, and we don't even have a layer started. So what can we do instead? Just a lot of roaches. Roaches don't exactly like dominate Colossi, but they're not light units, so they don't take the bonus damage, so they fare a lot better. And if he's going Colossi, he's going to stop Immortal production. Like, he's only got 2. 2 Immortals is not really a giant threat to a giant ball of roaches. So we're at 42 drones. I like it. We're going across the map. Let's see what we can get done with these Lings. Honestly, it's a great play. Like, let's get some counterattack damage done. Like, this ball of units here. Oh, the Colossus is out. Doesn't matter. Commit. Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, if we can just pick off an Immortal or 2, that's going to help us so much. So, we're still droning. I don't hate it because we see our opponents expanding. But I'd really like to see, just before we go into a big round of drones, just a good chunk of roaches. We also don't have any Evos. In this situation, I'd like to see like a single Evo so we can just get ranged attack. And that's only because our Protoss opponent is expanding. If this was truly a 2-base all-in, which this third is so late that... I want to pause it for 1 more second. if a Protoss is doing this, this is more of a PvT style anyway. I don't really know the success rate versus Zerg because I've never seen it. So Stats did a build for quite a while, like 2017, 2018-ish, when Marauders, before they got nerfed, they were a lot more powerful. So what he did was he turtled on 2 bases and got Colossi as his main splash damage initially, and then transitioned into Storm. But he didn't expand. He didn't take his third until the 6-minute mark. But while he was doing that on 2 bases, rather than being super aggressive, he was actually getting 2-2. He was just saving all of his chronos for his forges, and he had 2-2 pretty much by the time, like 7 minutes-ish, 2-2 was done, and he almost was maxed out. Like, he had like 160 army supply. It was, or 160 supply, sorry. It was pretty ridiculous, but he was kind of forced into that. This is a 2-base play where he's now expanding super late, but he's got 1 forge and his upgrade isn't even done yet. He is getting Thermal Lance. He's only got a single Robo, and he's committing this hard to Colossi. I mean, this is not a build. This is just weird. But let's continue. Okay, we're going Spire. I don't hate it. I don't, but again, our scouting information is, we saw a single Colossi. If I scouted and I saw double Robo and he's chronoing out Colossi, yeah, then I would probably think Spire, go right into a lair and get Vipers, and still get a ball of roaches. But we don't know that. And since I'm the power of the observer, I can tell you that he has a single Robo, and he's pumping out 1 Colossi at a time. So do we really need to get Corruptors? No, because he's going to follow this up most likely. Well, double Stargate. I was going to say with Blink, but okay, double Stargate it is. Just considering the amount of drones we're on, like, honestly, if we held down B, made a shit ton of Overlords, and just made a massive ball of roaches, we could just go over to our opponent's side of the map, steamroll him out of this game, and GG. Especially if we had +1. But we're kind of just not doing anything. Like, got 13 larvae available. At least injects are going down. I'm happy about that. 4th is just up and like just starting to be established. Oh, we're going double Spire. Oh, goodness gracious. This is fucking weird. Double Spire is something you do when you're on like 80 drones and you're getting ready to just, you're playing for the late game. We're just getting them. This early though, double Spire is, do you really have the gas to get double upgrades and constantly be pumping out mutas and corruptors? Not really. Like, we just don't have, like, look at our army. We've got 23 lanes. We have nothing. If he pushed across the map right now, that'd be it. Like, because he's got the prism. And how many gates does he have? Oh my god, he's only got 1 gate. Never mind. Well, he'd still get a lot of damage done, but this is fucking dumb. This is so bad. This is not a build. This Protoss is... And he's barcoding. That's what pisses me off even more. Ugh. Okay. Let's speed this up and let's see what actually happens. Okay. What just happened? Oh, okay, so he's going Phoenix Colossus. No, this is hallucinated. Okay. Like, is he just gonna go Void Ray Colossus? Like, full Wings of Liberty? He is. Okay. So, Void Ray Colossus. If you don't use spellcasters, it can be obnoxious. Because, yeah, the Corruptors will delete the Colossi, but the Void Rays will make good work of the Colossi if they have prismatic alignment up. But both of those units get countered by 1 Zerg unit. The Viper. That's it. Because the Viper can easily yoink in the Colossi, and your Hydralisks and Roaches can delete them. And then Void Rays, they always clump up. They always do. Like, really badly. Parasitic Bomb destroys them. because they always clump up. And they're not that tanky. Parasitic Bomb does a lot of... Like, if you Parasitic Bomb a carrier, it's still worthwhile, but it's not like they're going to die immediately, especially to one Parasitic Bomb. But one Parasitic Bomb on a clumped up group of Void Rays, well, they're not going to die. They take so much damage. So we're going double Spire, and we don't even have our gases saturated. I don't like this. We're at least up to 80 drones, so that's something. We have our infestation pit. Like, let's get our hive going.
Forces are under attack.
So we at least did try and scout, but this is your vision. And this is the exact same vision we had, like, 5 minutes ago. So we are completely missing triple Stargate. The only thing we know is he's got a weird placement for a pylon and shield battery out here. We still don't even, like, we obviously saw the Colossi, but we still didn't even see this. This is going to be the biggest tell. Like, I don't like this. And even if we're going Broodlords do not work off of air upgrades. Broodlords don't attack. Broodlords launch Broodlings. Broodlings attack. Broodlings are melee units. So they work off of melee from the evolution chamber. You can have 3/3 Broodlords, and when you shoot out those Broodlings, they're doing 0/0 bonus damage. Continuing on. Creep spread's not terrible. I'd like to see it just a little bit further out here. Sorry, I just had a text. All right, so we are finally going in for a scout. Come on, no, don't sit there. Don't sit there. Yes, send the changeling in, but god damn it, get in there!
Mineral field.
Oh, how many mutilasts did we just commit to? 9. Okay.
Mineral field depleted.
So we are a little bit late in the game to be trying to surprise our opponent with Mutalisks, but I mean, from his vision, he still doesn't know much either.
Metamorphosis complete.
So we're finally getting vision of this triple Stargate. I would immediately stop Mutalisk production. Like, immediately. Yeah, he's pretty much just gonna go Void Ray Colossi. And he's not even producing Colossi. He's just getting a shit ton of observers now. He's got 3 Colossi. That's it. And a single Robo. And he's going into Fleet Beacon. So, yeah, like, he's just gonna go... This is so weird. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Our Mutalisks are just chilling. They're not really doing anything. I mean, if nothing else, he doesn't have Archons or Storm, so that's always sick. There's nothing that, like, deletes our Mutalisks right now, but he could just make a few Phoenixes, which he's going to do, and ruin their day. So we're getting Hydralisk upgrades. We have the double Evo. Have we started anything? No. Do we have anything? Oh! Oh. We're floating a lot of money, and we're getting close to max out on an army that we really don't want. Because what do we have? 100 drones. Now, you might have seen some professional Zerg players recently go this high, especially like guys like Raynor. Raynor makes a lot of drones, like a lot. I've seen him, I think, as high as like 110 in one game. When you play with that many workers, yes, you're mining out like crazy. Your resource income is out of this world. So you need to be trading because your army supply is so small. So you can't be sitting back. When you're going to have this many drones, you need to be in their face. You can play inefficiently. You can literally throw away units as long as you get some kills. It doesn't have to be the most effective trades because you have 100 drones. You're bringing in the money. It doesn't matter as much. But if we sit back idly on 100 drones and wait for our opponent to come to us, we're going to have maximum 100 army supply versus his like 130, 140. So it's not going to work in our favor. Zerg always favors quantity over quality. We need to have AKA the Swarm. And what do we have? 7 Mutalisks, 10 Corruptors, and 22 Lings. This is just it's not much of an army. And we're going Ultras? Brother, we don't... We're just starting one more. Where is the Ultralisk coming in from? Yes, Ultralisks do quite well against Colossi, but we just saw triple Stargate and single Robo. Like, are we getting ready for Storm? Which he doesn't even have it. Like, I mean, sure, yeah, that's a great assumption that Storm's coming, but he literally doesn't have it. I don't know what we're doing. So we're up to 95 workers. We've got a lot of money, not a lot of gas, but we're spending it weirdly. We need to dump some workers, and quick. We need to dump like a good 20 workers. We need to make a shit ton of spores because we're getting so close to max out. Again, on an army we don't want. We need to dump these Mutalisks, try and get any value we can out of them, get rid of the Lings, do a run by, but we need to start worrying about the late game. What are we actually going to go for? At this point, I would say Broodlord Infestor Corruptor is probably our best bet with some Viper support, but we'll see what happens.
Mineral field depleted.
Yeah, just get rid of him. Just get rid of him. Just let him die. We don't need the Mutalisks right now. Good. Okay, we do have Vipers on the way. Awesome. We're pushing the limits here. We haven't even taken this base yet. So one of the easiest ways to beat someone who's turtling like this on Sky Toss is to just mine more resources than your opponent. Minerals are nice, but the biggest one is gas. Like, even if you don't need the gas, if you have the ability to contain a Protoss on like 3-4 Nexi and you can expand everywhere else, just mine out the gas, because them getting minerals just means they're going to be able to make a shit ton of charge lots. That's really it. If we can get rid of the gas, like even if they kill this and come back and like, oh shit, there's only 300 gas left in this extractor, it's difficult for them to actually make an army. Okay, so we're gonna break down the rocks. We still have injects going, so I'll give you that. Like, that's solid. Now, I really want to see what you do with these Vipers. I really hope they don't just go out and die. I'd really love to see pathogen glands. Do we have it? No. Because infestors are just huge. Not only does it do, like, fungal do, like, somewhat decent damage, it really does a lot of damage versus interceptors, and it clumps everything up so that you can parasitic bomb and they can't split as easily. Like, Viper Infestor is a lethal combination. You can also caustic spray down rocks, if you did not know that with all of these corruptors. So we are going to take the gas, deadly. Creep spread's getting a lot better. I mean, we've got enough, hands down, and it's going to slowly continue, I'm assuming. Now, how many ultras did we make? Just 2. Okay, that's good enough. Now, we do have adrenal glands. We're not even starting 2-2 for our melee, which is a little bit dangerous. Are we going to go up to 3-3 for our error? Are we going to get a greater spire? What is our transition from here? Because again, if we paused it right at this moment, we have 100 drones, 30 lings, 22 corruptors, 2 ultralisks, and 3 vipers. Versus 2 immortals, whatever, 3 colossi, 3 tempest, 3 carriers, 9 void rays, 2 phoenixes. Neither one of you have like a crazy army. Like, this guy is playing so fucking weird. Like, I wonder if he's barcoding because he's embarrassed. This is definitely different. Just kidding. I don't really mean to BM anyone. So we're at the point in the game where we can take a couple queens. Like, we can leave 1 or 2 for injects. We have 0 macro hatches. Like, we could absolutely afford, with 100 drones and 7k minerals in the bank, we could throw down like 5 or 6 macro hatches. We can grab a couple queens and we can use them as support with our army so we can get some transfuses. So we now have vision that he's coming to attack. And we really just don't have a lot. He still doesn't have Storm, which is kind of like the biggest thing for Sky Toss. Like, yeah, carriers do crazy damage, but pure Corruptor versus pure Carrier, if there's target fire involved, the Corruptors will win, but not with Storm. We're going to get supply blocked, I think. Alright. Okay, we lose a Viper for free. Yeah, he doesn't even have High Templar for feedbacks. Yeah, so the Ultralisks are kind of wasted. Vipers, just, nope, they're going to fly into their death, and they did absolutely nothing. So there's 600 gas down the drain. Our target firing is not great. We're not transfusing with the queens at all, so we just lost like 6 queens that are full energy. We just lost everything. We still have 93 drones, though. And, like, how many spores do we have? 6. And we're just going to lose the game. We're never going to be able to get an army out in time to deal with this. It's just going to snowball. So, what did we do wrong? Well, we went up to 100 drones, which I'm fine with, honestly. But we cannot be passive when we have that many workers. We need to be in their face trading constantly. Otherwise, don't go up to that. Go up to 80. Second, we just had no discernible army. We sat idle, banking so much money, maxed out on an army comp we don't really want. And we did very minimal scouting to see what we need to adjust. I love the fact that we had Vipers, but we didn't use them at all. We threw away our queens for free. And when he came to our side of the map, which, again, he took his sweet-ass time. We could have done so much in that time. There was no early aggression, really. Like, he let you play single-player mode. And you did. But you just forgot to make an army. So, yeah. Hope that helped. And good luck. Have fun. Take care, man.